YouTubers, welcome to my channel Try It Yourself. Today I want to share with you brand new information for me that I heard today, and maybe it would be useful for somebody else. This is about tires. But before, a little bit, I guess, the history, how I got to this point, and how I guess created this problem for myself. So I'm driving Ford Transit. I'm Expediter. Ford Transit 250 with a 9,000 pounds GVW with a mid-roof, and that's a 148, I believe, wheelbase length. So the factory tires that came with this vehicle, I bought it brand new, by the way, were Hankook. They lasted, and I actually checking over here my note. I keep track of this kind of stuff, business expenses and stuff. So the first set of tires, Hankook, lasted for me 78,000 miles, and at that time I thought that's pretty good, because I read some other guys who was driving the Sprinters and models like that. They were saying that they last for them like around 40,000 miles. So I think 78, that's pretty good. Happened that at that time the tire shop in my area didn't have the Hankook in stock. The next one that they suggested, and it was kind of pretty much similar money, were Firestone. So the first set of Firestone tires lasted 122,000 miles, and I was like, wow, I mean, it's a huge plus, 78,000, 122,000 miles, that's extra 40 plus thousand miles. So since then, this is about, by the way, 130 miles. That's how many miles I do every year, and I'm changing my tires usually like late fall before the winter. Do the whole year on the same set of tires, and then do it basically the same thing again. So the first set of tires lasted 122,000 miles. Next one, same brand, same model, lasted 129. Set after that lasted 128. And after that, that's where becoming a little bit maybe dumb from my side, because on that last set of tires, after I did the last rotation, within a weeks, I'm thinking less than a month after I did the last rotation, one of the tires, only one, in the back, when I switched it from the front to the back, the tread wore out to the cords. I actually never saw anything like that before, and actually I'm not planning to see it since, but the tire thread wore out to the cord within weeks. Well, the truth is, 3 weeks for me, that's about 9-10,000 miles. So a month of time, it's a 10,000 miles. So that's a lot of miles, but still it wore out really quick. So I come up with I think at this time, dumb idea. I figured, okay, at that time I tried to find out what happened, why the tread wore out so fast. I mean, the tires, wearing out over the time, I understand that, but not within like 3 weeks, literally. So nobody could explain to me what happened. People were saying maybe it's a memory. When you have a tire in the front, you put it in the back, it's a different type of load, blah blah blah. And occasionally doing an expediting, I can carry up to 3,000 pounds of load, actually 3,200 pounds of load, which I maybe in my lifetime did maybe twice ever. I'm trying to stick under the 2,000, so not to overload it, not to stress transmission and all of that stuff. And especially when I older tires, I'm not even going to the 2,000 pound range load. So I decided, okay, if this is about a memory, I will stop doing rotation. And here's what happened. When I did the set of tires, actually this time it's kind of switched a little bit, and I did it in the early spring in March. So in March I did a set of tires, and it lasted for me only 43,000 miles. And what I started feeling, again, I wasn't doing any rotation, so after 43,000 miles, I thought that I have a bad bearing up front. The noise was getting worse and worse and worse. When I went to the shop, they actually looked at my tires and they said, you have a broken cord. Because the two rear tires were fine, but two front ones were bumpy, and I'm gonna show you in a little bit what it looks like. So it was like, you know, you can imagine that I have exactly same brand, exactly same model of tires, and driving 120 plus thousand miles on each set. And this time I made only what was it? What did I say? 43,000 miles. 43,000 miles. That's like a third, like a 30%, 33, you know, of the tire, of the life that I used to expect from the previous experience. So obviously I was disappointed, but it is what it is. I mean, at least I didn't have to change my hubs in the front. I put instead of just changing the two front ones, I pulled the rear ones and put it on the shelf in case I have to do some, you know, puncture a hole or something like that. So I put it as a spares, you know, for the for the backup plan, and I put a brand new tires. So that was 39,000 miles ago, and I started experiencing exactly the same thing. So last time it appeared after 43,000 miles. Now it's 39. So about the same range, about 40,000 miles, and I like, whoa, I mean, this is, something's not right. Something's not right here. I mean, my driving is exactly the same. By the way, right now on my speedometer is 539,500, so almost 540,000 miles I made on this vehicle. So I mean, same person driving, everything the same. I mean, what is happening? I mean, did I accidentally hit again some kind of a hole on the road? Not that I remember of. So the plan was actually, and again, it started to feel, when you're driving, it's starting to feel like a grinding noise from the bad bearing, you know. And this time I figured, okay, because 540,000 miles, the first time I had to change bearings was about 260,000 miles. So it's about, I figure, okay, so last time bearings, this time, I mean, it cannot be tires again, you know. I thought that last time I just had a bad batch. But my disappointment when I look at the tires is starting, it looked exactly like the previous set that I had to throw away. Well, this time, and today is, what's today? Today is October 7th. So this theory, actually, I have to prove if this is the correct statement. But different tire shop guy told me today that this is not broken cord, because it looks totally different. When the broken cord, it comes with a big bump. In my case, I hope that this camera will show you what the tire look like. But what he explained to me, when you not rotating your tires every oil change or every 10,000, whatever, 6,000 miles they recommend or something like that. So you can imagine that 40,000 miles that I made, 6,000, that's about what, 7 tire rotation I skipped. What's happening that over the time, especially in my kind of business, when I'm driving with a little bit of heavier load in the back, you front end of your vehicle on a higher speeds especially, it's lifting a little bit from the road. I mean, again, I cannot explain to you 100% what's happening or why it's happening, but the load, this tire in the front doesn't receive as much load, which kind of surprising because you always have engine over here and everything. But like I said, I'm willing to try this theory before throwing away another set of tires. So so today I actually did a rotation, and here's now is the time to show you what the tire looked like before or when I wasn't doing the rotation. So again, I'm gonna continue this video in a little bit to see in a few months, because the shop guy told me after this rotation, driving for a little bit, the cord is actually not broken, but it's loose or whatever's, you know, coming from the tire, because the rear always even and stuff, the front you churn, blah blah blah, different type of loads and stuff. So supposedly when you put this bumpy tire in the back, now it's supposed to flatten out. So look at this tire. That's the tires that used to be in the back. See, it's nice and even. I mean, still pretty good size tread over here. I mean, this is not, like I said, after 39,000 miles, but the tire is wearing out evenly. Look at that. See, nice, even, just even wear out. That's the tire that was for 39,000 miles in the back. That's what it looked like. And I don't know if you are gonna be able to see this, but this camera just doesn't show this, how the thread, if you can see, this one is sticking up. Just it just really doesn't show how the threads are just jumping, you know, like see this one over here higher, right here, this one's lower, and it's like a steppy, you know, you just go up, and this one's down over here. It's, I mean, when you look on the camera, it doesn't seem like a huge difference, but right here, like maybe when I zoom it in, see what it's doing to the tread. It's not even, it just, look at that, see this, it just and this effect creates the noise when you're driving, and you think that you're driving like a big tractor or something, or basically like your bearing is actually down. See, this one's higher, one behind it lower, and even inside the tread you can see that it's like lower, it's like on the angle compared to the front. Just I don't know if anybody actually seen something like that right here. I mean, this angle kind of showing what's happening. See this one, this one's over here higher, one behind it lower, then higher, and it just not even. So I don't know if it's maybe just for this model. By the way, it's a Firestone and Transforce, the tires that I'm driving, and the size is 235/65 16C. It's a light shock tire, so this is not some kind of light cheapy. This is a good size, I mean good quality tire, definitely not the top of the line, but this is not a cheap one, and this is the tire, the design for this kind of driving and loads that I'm doing. So that's what I have today on October 7th, and I'm gonna look into this problem in a couple of weeks, months maybe, to see if actually this thing will flatten down and my problem go away. But at this point I can tell for sure that it's not bad bearing in the front, because when they did the rotation today, you just look at the tire, you know, that was in the back. Nothing is sticking out. It's just nice and smooth. Every thread is wore out evenly. So, but again, the noise that I thought it was bearing going away from the front is went away. So bearing is fine. That's the good news. I just need to figure out what's happening with my tires. Hello YouTubers. Today December 4th, almost 2 months after I recorded the original video about my tires. Today I'm doing my oil change, by the way, different topic, but every 20,000 miles with my Mobil 1, and I'm checking basically my tire situation today. So let's see what's changed in 2 months and 20,000 miles. So here's my front tire, the one that was original in the back, and now I'm starting to see, let me try to zoom it, start like this spot over here. See, it's starting to, the bumping is starting to show. So right here, this actually shows a very good, see this step thing over here. Here's another one. It's not quite as bad after 40,000 miles, but you know, when you look over here, it's still fairly smooth, but on the inside it looks like it starts on the inside tread, like you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of the tread. So the inner one, it's starting to see this step things over here. So it starts from the inside. It looks like I need to do maybe alignment to see if this is maybe the alignment problem. But so this is the front tire that was fine and originally was in the back, that I swapped from the back. Let's see what happened here in the back. If you're gonna look, basically I cannot say it's a miracle, but I think some of the stuff, like over here, it's I tell you what, it's almost flat. When I was looking at this tire about halfway, when it was about 10,000 miles, I start seeing that those bumps, they may be got scratched or wore out or grind off from the road or something. But anyway, nonetheless, when I just swapped those tires, I was hearing this kind of road noise, like I said, very similar to the bad bearing coming from the back. And now with the 20,000 miles, that noise went away, and basically by looking at the tire, and it's nice and even. I almost don't see, actually I really don't see if look, the steppiness there was over here that starts showing in the front now, it's not there. So that's the story with the tire rotation. I don't know if anybody tried to go my way and tried to do something what I did, but it looks like it's a really bad idea not to do the tire rotation. So you make your own decisions, but that's the story with my tires. And I can tell you that pretty much 20,000 miles took care of the bumps on this tire when it was in the front, and ride it in the back for 20,000 miles. I'm good. So from now on I will be doing tire rotation.